in the description about scream queens or the hot ladies of Terrifier. Yeah, and it is nice to feel that change and that inclusivity, like you mentioned. And you know, one of you made a comment about it's another coming out story, and it's like, yeah, one of the things I really appreciate now is when storytelling can have representation where they're just people. These are characters. These are fully fleshed out people. And it's not just that you have a queer character in your film or whatever the case may be, but that isn't then the character or the story. Right. There's still more happening.
If you write a great character, it shouldn't matter how they identify. Anyone should be able to walk in and embody that character and relate to that character. Absolutely. It shouldn't matter what they look like, sound like. That's a fully fleshed out character, like a human being.
Yeah, and that's the difference, I think, between representation and tokenization.
Yes, yeah. And if you're a person who maybe lives in an area that isn't terribly diverse and you don't get to hear a lot of different perspectives, media is how you get those perspectives. And so if you're you're seeing someone that you maybe never met a person like that in your life before, you want to see them as a real person and be like, oh, this is someone just like me. Like, we're not different just because we love differently or, we look different.
But we have different life experiences.
Yes, our life experience.
Because there is a difference. Because we don't want to be. I don't see color.
Yeah, exactly. Like a race.
Obviously bullshit. Yeah. There's a fine line between where I think both are valuable.
Yes, absolutely.
What you're saying.
Yeah. We agree, don't worry.
What?
What? Easy, everybody, relax. No, it's so awesome that these conversations are happening. Like you said, a lot of times media, especially if you're marginalized, if you're isolated, and that can have as much to do with even just your family situation or whatever your life is like growing up. This is where you're encountering people who aren't like you, or in these stories. And so if the stories are good, and if the characters are relatable, I mean, that's where a big part of where we can develop empathy.
Absolutely.
There's no question at the end of that. Just
Agree. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Speaking of questions, do we have questions in this packed panel room? I bet we do. If you want to just put your hand up, tell us your name and where you're from, and then ask your question. This microphone will find you like a shark.
Hello, does this work? Doesn't work. There we go. Hello? Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Brett from Rensselaer. This is for Leah. Could you sing the Clown Cafe song?
I knew that you were going to ask that. Can anyone sing along with me if I start singing? You guys know it? I'll do one verse. You guys ready? Okay. Drop on by the Clown Cafe, your favorite meals on wheels. The menu is disgusting and it's full of special deals. Nothing here is good for you, so grab yourselves a tray, 'cause food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Gobble up your order quick before it runs away, 'cause food's a little funny. Food's a little funny. Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe.
And we'll be sending you an invoice for that performance. Questions? Please send your one. It's quick.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm from Colorado. My question is for all three of you. What would you say your dream roles are?
When they unnecessarily remake Alien, I want to be Ripley.
Like the Silmarillion, I would fall over myself for it. Or the Buffy the Vampire Slayer remake, although if it's another woman of color, that's okay.
Lord of the Rings was one of my answers because it's my favorite movie, but I never want them to remake the Lord of the Rings, just like a different part of the universe. Yeah. And I want to be in the Star Wars universe.
There was a question over there that shot up immediately when you asked.
Yeah.
Sorry to make you do
over
it
there. Next to Chucky.
Making this man get his steps in. You're welcome.
So I'm just curious, what exactly made you say yes to the scripts for Terrifier? Like, just, I know that you guys are both in like different ones, so what made you say yes to either of them?
Script? I never got a script. Well, for me, I knew some people from the production staff of Terrifier too. I'd worked with them before, and on the film that we were working on, they mentioned it, that it was coming up soon. I had never heard of it, but sorry guys. Wow. But then when I saw the casting call for it, I reached out to them and I said that I was interested. I originally auditioned for other roles, not the one that I ended up getting. But I loved that my role had a song because I'm a singer and I think that's super fun. And I had a lot of fun working on the past film and I thought that this one would be fun too. So I was like, yeah, why not? And also I wasn't working, so jobs are jobs.
I think Jenna got attached first, but I don't even remember. I think employment was a driving factor. I was in between reps and like somebody recommended me to Damien. Oh, my friend Doug had worked with Damien had worked on effects for my friend Doug, who actually does effects for Netflix. Damien had done this New York City zombie crawls, painting people's faces for like $10 a face. So they could do a bar crawl, and Doug ran the zombie crawls, and said he was making a movie and was looking for this character and asked if he had any recommendations, and Doug recommended me, and they brought me in to do like a sort of audition, and I read the selfie scene, and that was it. And I honestly, that was it. I didn't like think much about it after that.
Yeah, I was originally, so I'm sure the diehard fans will know that he made a short film called The Ninth Circle, and was going to make a feature version of that. And originally, neither of us can remember how we met, but I was supposed to be in the feature version of that. Then one day, Damien reached out to me and said, hey, it looks like that movie's not happening, but I'm gonna make this other movie instead. Would you want to be in this? And he sent me the script, and I said, you sick fuck. Sure.
Or questions, many hands, many steps.
We got a pass off.
Oh yeah.
Hello, I'm Nick. So my question, I guess, is for all three of you. You hear kind of like background production tales from other slasher movies where the guy behind the mask tries to either stay menacing or will try to scare the actors to kind of keep the mood. Was David Howard Thornton, was he like that in the art makeup?
Literally the moment that guy opens his mouth, he's not scary anymore.
Let's get very clear about one thing here. In a fair fight, Damien and David lose every time against all of us, okay? Both of them, especially David. There is no contest, okay?
You train in Krav Maga, right?
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
No, I would win. He cheated, that's why he had to cheat. We all know that.
Yeah, when I was on set, my situation was interesting because for the Clown Cafe scene, we had a lot of Indiegogo supporters there that were there. They wanted to hang out with Dave. So yeah, he was talking the whole time. He didn't stop. He would sometimes like come up behind you and like try to scare you, but yeah, again, once he opens his mouth, he's not scared.
There's someone in the front right here.
Hey, Jenna, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
It's not my question, but
Hi.
I know Terrifier 2 ended on a cliffhanger here. I was wondering, is Tara going to be teaming art with art in Terrifier 3?
I would just say before you answer, I don't know if this is like a, you guys know there's the SAG strike happening right now, so upcoming projects I think are,
So
I gotta be bad cop.
We can, no, thank you for being bad cop. Technically, and obviously we're all very much in support of the strike. It's long overdue, it's gotta happen. We can technically talk about films that are not studio films. We just can't talk about films that are with struck companies, like the big ones. But even with that being said, who's to say? No one knows. You and I will both find out at the same time, probably.
Thank you.
Can we get the mic right here?
Hi, I'm Brandon. What are your favorite kills from Terrifier 1 and 2?
I mean, give it up for this one.
I don't think I favor anyone's tragic demise. But I don't know. I'm partial to my own. Is that okay to say?
Yes, you almost died. You almost died in real life. You
That's
get to be
true. I
proud
did
of it.
almost die in real life thinking that. It was very dangerous. I do not recommend. Do not try it at home, kids. Do safely with the guidance of
Get a stunt coordinator.
stunt coordinator and professionals. Laughter. Yeah, I think so. I honestly and truly have not seen the second film, so I don't know what my favorite ones are. But I don't wish for anyone's timely demise ever.
You're so sweet.
I have seen Leah's scene though, and I've seen other parts. I've seen Leah's, and I've seen Sam, who does not get enough credits, Memphis Graffiti.
My big sis.
Yeah, he was amazing. And I've seen her. I saw the end, so I've seen that.
Which is also.
So like I've seen quite a bit. I've just never seen it all the way through. But I'm trying. But I do wonder. I'm not crazy about the term final girl either. But here's my question to you all to ponder. And maybe you can answer this for me. Is Sam really the final girl of the Terrifier franchise? Because she's the only one, technically, in both films. And is it because she doesn't have a face that she is not considered a final girl? And if so, I call bullshit. That is all.
Yeah, I think she would be.
That is all. Thank you very much.
My favorite kill is actually one that's not shown, but I thought the reveal of it was so good, and that's Allie's mom with the Halloween bowl. I thought that was so funny and so clever, and yeah, that one just like really got me. I thought that was so funny. That's mine.
Hands.
Mine is Tyler. We're here from Canada. From the first video, it being low budget, how does it feel kind of seeing it blow up to the state it's been, where you can come to conventions and there's a second video, maybe a third? How's that feel?
Yeah, I mean, we had both done a ton of indie movies prior to this, and we're both, during Terrifier, they had to work around our schedules because we were both on our first studio films at the time. And so, actually, fun fact, in her death scene, when I'm watching her die, we're shot at completely different times. We weren't in the same room at the same time. Acting. Anyway, but to answer your question, we have been asked this before, and I can't tell you how many indie movies I've done that no one had ever seen, still has never seen, and I thought this was going to be one of them. And it's, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of wild, and we talk about this a lot. It was such a different experience, I think, for the cast on the first film and the cast on the second film, and crew, really, because when you talk about maybe our crew had 8 people in the first film, maybe. It was so small, and they were shooting around us because we were both on other projects. I think, and honestly, if Damien hadn't shot around us, we probably would not have done the film. That's how, and it was like direct offers. There was no casting call.
Right.
It was not like, it was so different, and he really, to his credit, believed in the project and wanted to make it work around us. And but when by the time that even the second film, like the casting call came out, it was such a competitive process for them.
Yeah, they knew they were joined. I mean, maybe
Damien
not.
doesn't even remember me auditioning for Ally and Brooke, so that's how many people
were auditioning,
Yeah.
because you guys, truly, you guys had
Yeah.
made it such a huge thing. We were already getting invited to do conventions. It was already such a big thing. You guys, the only screening we had ever had of Terrifier was at Lincoln Center in New York City, which I don't know if you know what that venue is, but that's where the ballet and the opera are, and it was sold out. Sold out, and like that was prior to Netflix and everything. I wrote about it for Fangoria. I just can't post about things like that with this strike, but I do go into detail on like what this journey has been like, and it is like, I think it's just mind-boggling to us.
Yeah, the people in the second movie knew that they were joining a franchise, whereas we were just doing it for the love of the game.
Exactly. I think my situation was definitely different because, of course, I was already coming into something that I knew was successful. But did I think this movie was going to be in theaters? No. Like, no. And I remember, like, I saw Damien right before the premiere, and he's like, oh, it's only in theaters for 3 days. Like, go every night. Like, why not? It was my first feature. It was the first movie I had in theaters.
That's a 9-hour commitment.
Yeah, I didn't do it. No. Like, go every night. It's in theaters, and then it ended up being in theaters for 6 weeks. Like, imagine I went every night.
And
then ours came back in the theaters.
Yeah, and we're coming back again.
It's just like, why? It's like the thing that never dies, and I think really, like, despite everyone else dying, it's very strange. But I think, to answer your question, like, it truly, I think it truly blows our mind every step of the way, but we're very grateful across the board. When Damien, when we were filming the death scene, said to me, are you ready to make horror movie history? And I looked at him and I truly said, shut the fuck up, Damien, nobody is gonna watch this movie. You idiots. And to this day, it shows what the hell I know.
But in your defense, that is the story of so many great things. I mean, you know, people, I think Brian De Palma told George Lucas no one was going to watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
They've seen the rough cuts.
They didn't think anyone was going to watch that.
The filming of The Godfather was apparently a nightmare, and like almost didn't even get done, and the studio did not believe in it at all.
Yeah, there's a long list.
I'm not comparing Terrifier to The Godfather.
Yeah, let's be very clear.
Obviously, Terrifier is better than
The magnum opus.
Terrifier 2 is the Godfather 2.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
You didn't realize? You guys didn't see the metaphor? All the accents? All the Italian men on the crew? No.
But yeah, and so many bands have that same story. And like an Ice Nine Kills, Ice Nine Kills was grinding away for a while before they were putting on the Silver Screen Con.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. I'm friendly with Nadia, and she told me that when she and Spencer started dating 10 years ago, she went to his show and there were 40 people in the room.
Crazy.
40 people, and look at you all. This is insane. It's so cool. Like, thank you guys. We are so grateful, truly.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't think of a better spot for that. All three of you, thank you so much for being here. This is
Thank you.
Can I go with you guys? Can I? Okay. Sorry.
No pressure, no pressure.
No pressure.
Everyone lean in. Yeah.
See, that's the director.
Yeah, why don't you take it? Take it. Take it. Okay. One. Everybody get what I tell you. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all are awesome.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Oh, we're going that way. So, okay, well, there you go. Perfect.